in this video you see lots of progress, so the end is in sight. It's so nice. I do also want to address something. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Neutral warm colours that are really, really homely. Lots of progress, but look at it with the floor tile. It's gonna look. I'm very excited about it. There is no way that we could get this project finished. And welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph. This video is all about renovating mine and my partner's first home. So if you are new here, my partner and I found our dream home a couple of years ago. We lived in it for a year and we absolutely loved it, but we always had the intention to save up to renovate it. We have had many hurdles since we started, pretty much a year ago to the day. We started on the 20th of February 2023 and we have come across all sorts of hurdles because of building regulations and foundation issues. Lots of things have delayed the 6-month project to be more of a 14-15 month project. However, in this video you see lots of progress. So if you haven't seen any of the Renovation Diaries before, I think there's 3 episodes, maybe 4 episodes before this one that you can go and check out, just to kind of find out how we got to where we are now. It is slowly but surely getting there, and you'll see loads of the decisions that we've made in terms of carpets, tiling, colours, paints in this video as well. So we hope you enjoy this video. We have also launched our home Instagram page. I've always been open about the fact that I'd never want to do like a full-on house tour where you walk through every part of your house, but I've always had the intention of showing bits and bobs of the house, linking products and things like that. And also we've learned so much in this renovation journey that I would love for that page as well to be a place where you can ask questions and anything like that, because we had dreams and aspirations of what we wanted our home to be. We've had to pull back on some of those dreams because of budgeting and the issues that we had early on, but we've managed to find some hacks and slightly cheaper ways of doing things that we'd love to document on that page as well. So if you do want to follow it, it's Inside the Snug on Instagram. And again, we're just going to be showing pockets and corners of certain rooms, and then the rooms that I'll be sharing lots of are obviously the kitchen, because I'm going to be doing loads of cooking content in there. So we are going to show you a kind of walkthrough of that space from start to finish, both on the Instagram and on YouTube. But I hope you enjoy this vlog, so enjoy. It is the 21st of January, and yesterday we had someone over to come over for measurements to measure our wardrobes. I think I alluded to it in my last vlog that the quote we had for bespoke wardrobes was actually sickening. There is no way in hell that I would spend that money on wardrobes. Maybe on a new house, but on wardrobes for my clothes to live, absolutely not. So we've been exploring our options, and I know I showed you the carcass of, if you haven't seen the last vlog, I showed you the carcass of some IKEA drawings that I'd done online. Now I'll be honest, I am not a wardrobe designer, so what I chose just was not fit for purpose. And when I started trying to add doors onto these IKEA carcasses, it was just like, you can't put a door here, and I was like, why? So we invited Hammonds over, a guy from Hammonds, to come and take measurements yesterday. I'll be completely honest, I was only having them over to get some ideas. So when this guy was talking me through what he could do at Hammonds and showing us the different materials, I was just very blasé and nonchalant, because I was just a bit like, yeah, let's try that, let's try that, because I had no expectation of what it was going to look like. And I think I've been putting so much pressure on myself to like find these decisions and whatever. So this was the first meeting where I was like, let's just explore. This isn't a final yes, we're not definitely going with these people, let's just try and figure out what we want. Anyway, this guy was so talented and so sweet, like just so creative, and came up with ideas that we'd not even thought of, drew up all of our designs with us. We had to go to like a pub to do it, because there's obviously nowhere to sit in our house, it's a complete building site. He brought all of our wildest dreams to life for the wardrobes, and there's a January sale on. So when he told me the original price, I was like, oh yeah, that's quite a lot. And then with the January sale price, I was like, fuck off, that is literally less than what we'd budgeted for this area before I understood the cost of anything. And we'd also done the measurements for my study room. When I did it, it was again, I was just getting him to do the measurements to give us ideas. I'm just so excited. And I know we'd previously in the last vlog shown you wood that we wanted for the wardrobes. Well, we've got a sample of the wood from Hammonds that is so close in colour to the other wood that I'm just like, this makes so much sense. And the fact that rather than it be clunky of sourcing the wood, getting someone to build it, getting someone to make bespoke doors, Hammonds literally, they come over, they survey everything, they measure everything, they're in charge of sourcing all the materials, they then fit it for you, and then you get a 10-year warranty if anything goes wrong. So I'm like, this is just a job that we can pass over to someone else. And also they have, this isn't a campaign with Hammonds, by the way, I'm not trying to sell Hammonds, but it was just a really enjoyable experience. So the guy that came to do all the measurements and stuff was really helpful and really kind and not pushy or salesy at all. And then because he was so great yesterday, we went into a showroom today, so I'm going to show you a little snippet of what we saw. showroom was really beautiful, and the guy that showed us around Mahmood was really attentive and gave us loads of good recommendations. The samples that we've gone for, I found this fjord colour, which is like a blue. It looks grey on camera, but it's like a pale blue, and then a white. You can't really show them together, but anyway, I'll show you the designs when they come through tomorrow. I'll show you it on my laptop. We've got actually 8 days to decide before the sale is over, which is a little bit pressured. I think I've spoken about this before, but because of the issues we had with the foundations, we lost a lot of the joy of this renovation. Like, obviously we know we are in such an amazing position to be able to do this and to be able to create our dream home together has been an absolute privilege. But you lose sight of that when there's a lot of stress and things that you've not budgeted for, because the budget that we spent on putting frickin' cement in the ground was what was supposed to be buying our dream sofa and our kitchen table and all of those things that we're now having to reevaluate. So the fact that we're now finding positive solutions to other problems is allowing us to just see the joy of this once in a lifetime opportunity again. Do you know what I mean? And this is a house that we're going to be living in for such a long time. I'm hoping it's going to be, well, fingers crossed, if we're lucky enough, like hopefully this is the house that we'll have children in and things like that. So these areas that we're decorating now are going to be areas that we start our family with if we're able, like all of these amazing experiences. So we're trying to not let the overwhelm take over and just find the joy in it all. I do also want to address something. We launched our home Instagram yesterday, and on the whole the comments have been so beautiful and so lovely, but we did get a few that was like, oh, you're just showing off, and I really hope it's not coming across like that. And I know I shouldn't worry about the negative comments, but I'll be honest, I do. I don't ever want someone to feel negative emotion watching what we're doing or sharing our experience. And I'll be honest, it's not, we have not started these renovation vlogs or the Instagram to brag or show off. We understand that we're in a really, really privileged position to be able to do this, and we have saved and budgeted for this for a long time, but we're showing it because we're first time renovators and we've made so many mistakes. I want to be able to show you the cheap hacks that I find that have been able to allow us to do the finish that we want for a cheaper price. Like finding Hammonds and finding out about their January sale, which I assume they do every year, has been such a blessing, and I'd love to share that with anyone who's watching to renovate. And I just really hope that it never comes across as braggy or anything like that, because that's not our intention. It's more so to be like, here's the mistakes we've made and this is what we've learned, or here's something really cool we found, we want to share that with you. I know what it's like going on Pinterest and being like, I freaking love that, but where's it from? And then you just can never find it. So I'm hoping that if we do anything that people like the look of, they'll be able to find the exact same thing because we'll be linking it. I know I shouldn't worry about the negative comments, and on the whole I don't, but it's when I feel like I've made someone feel a negative emotion from watching something that we've posted that makes me just feel a little bit uncomfortable. So I just wanted to address that, but I will update you this week on anything else exciting that happens. Hello, focus on me there. Hello, how are we doing? So today is a Wednesday. It's a Thursday, it's not a Wednesday, and I'm heading over to the house because I have a meeting with a representative from Farrow and Ball, the paint company, and basically they come over to your house. I'm going to move you up a little bit. They come over to your house and you show them the ideas that you have for the design. You show them the different areas and the lighting, and they can help you pick colours for your wall that will complement the light that will be falling in there. So for example, we want quite neutral colours in our house, but we don't want like pure white because we feel like that might be a little bit clinical with the kind of designs that we're going for. So she's going to help us with, I've got literally every single sample I have ever been given for this house in a Sainsbury's bag, and I'm taking it over, and she's going to help us colour match the walls to be able to be really complimentary of the space, hopefully make it feel a little bit more premium and things like that. And I'm hoping she can help us choose neutral warm colours that are really, really homely. So I'm going to go meet her now. I'm quite excited about the experience actually, so I will let you know how it goes. It's a really good consultancy service if you genuinely have no idea what colours to paint your house. Like when I tell you, when I've been looking at paint colours, why are there 50 shades of white? Why are there 60 shades of cream? Like, yes, it's an expensive hourly rate, but the time that it's going to save in terms of making those decisions, I think is going to be really worthwhile. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm gonna head over now and I'll let you know how it goes. It was unbelievable. A woman called Sally came over, who was arguably the best dressed woman I've ever seen in my life. She was so glamorous, and it was an actual building site with dust and particles flying everywhere, and I was like, I am so sorry. Anyway, we walked around and I found the one tiny area that wasn't being disrupted, and I said, let's get settled here and I can talk you through all of the ideas that we have for the property. So I took my massive bag of samples. I'm talking like every carpet swab, bed swab, wood swab, units for the kitchen, everything like that. Showed her all of the 3D CAD drawings that we have had from the designer. She then had a ring binder of all of these cardboard cutouts of colour, and she was like, okay, so this is what I would do for this room, here are a few suggestions, and they were colours that I never in a million years would have chosen. So I knew that I wanted neutrals, and we had a briefing call before, and I said I just want something really warm and homely, and I want it to feel not like a show home, but like as soon as you come in you feel welcomed. And she was like, yep, I've got you, 100%, I get it. Out of this ring binder she was pulling all of these colours that I never would have chosen. The moment she laid them next to the samples, I was like, yeah, 100%. On the bed in one of the spare rooms, we literally were laying everything out, and she was like, right, let's go to the actual rooms that this is going to be in, and let's hold it up, we'll pin it on the wall and everything like that. And I think I took pictures. I'm gonna add an insert here. So she would stick it on the wall, she'd have the white card so that you could see what pure white was, and then she would hold up the different colour cards that would then be a reference against the white so you can see the differences. And it was just brilliant and saved so much time. Our bedroom isn't a massive room, like it's quite long but it's very thin, so when we have the wardrobes in there it is going to feel quite crammed. Same with the headboard, it's quite big, it's going to feel quite crammed. So she was like, what I would recommend is painting the ceilings, the coving, the architraves and the skirting boards, and it would just make the room feel bigger. In an hour we managed to do the colours for the master bedroom and the ceiling of the ensuite, the hallway, landing and stairs, all of the doors, the office space with the carpet and the blue office, the living room and the kitchen, and also the colour inside the little alcove. So all in all, a very, very productive service, and she's just sent through the pack actually. When it gets painted and stuff, I will be sharing lots more colours just because I think it is a minefield out there. I will check in with you when there's more updates. Hello, how are we doing? So today's a big week at the house, so by the end of today I think we're going to be fully plastered. I'm actually heading over there in 2 hours and I'll be able to show you all of that in the light. I'm meeting with someone about decorating. We're still on the hunt for a reasonably priced decorator, which is proving very difficult. The prices are just coming in so high and above anything that we'd budgeted for, and it's just a lot. So we're meeting someone about that. I'm also discussing today with the builders the size of our patio outside, which again we've got no idea about. We're going to go over there for their advice. Our garden is relatively small now because obviously we've gone out for the extension, so we still want it to be clean and aesthetic and still have a patio, but obviously we don't want the patio to take up the whole garden, which is what I'm fearing at the moment. So I'm going to go over to meet the builders for some recommendations on what they would advise. Then on Wednesday we're getting quotes for shutters for the spare rooms and the living room. The carpet guy is coming over to get final measurements, as well as bringing over some fresh samples because the sample that we chose from is now being discontinued, which is frustrating, but we've got a meeting with him. And then also for the gym flooring, we're going to speak to him about whether or not he can provide the gym flooring. But other than that, the Farrow and ball paint samples have arrived. So after the service that I had last week, they actually provided samples that they send to your house so that if you want to make those kind of mood boards you can. So for example, what's this? Skimming stone and black. So this is the colour that we're going for, like the internal doors, and then this is one of the colours for the walls, and then we've gone for this kind of colour for the ceiling. And I know that doesn't look great on camera, but those together in person with like the floor tiles and the different pops of detailing that we've gone for just looks so stunning. And I'm very excited to see how it all comes together. And they said like things are going to move really quickly now that we're air and watertight, but I just don't think I was mentally prepared or financially prepared for how quick things are moving. Okay, so it is a bit dark in here, but the room has been plastered. We get it measured up this week for making sure that our kitchen is actually going to fit within the space. The garden has also been cleared and we are deciding on our patio size. You can see as well the detailing around the skylights of where the LEDs are going to go, and it's just going to be seamlessly put into around the skylights, and it's going to look 10 out of 10. And then for the master and ensuite, the ensuite has now been plasterboarded, and I believe most of it has been plumbed. Well, the niche has been cut out. We're having a cupboard above the toilet which has been cut out. Like the wet room shower floor. What's it called?
Wet room.
Wet room. The wet room shower tray has been installed, and this is going to be moving quite quickly, I think, which is very exciting. But other than that, there's not really that many updates going on up here. Hello, so we are back home from the meeting. We basically walked around and saw the works that had been done, and then everyone arrived to discuss different things. And I'll be honest, we've had to cut back on a lot, right? So all of the issues that we faced earlier last year, like we do not have a never-ending budget. We are going to have to do certain things in stages. We are going to have to do certain things once we've moved back in, and that is okay. Like that is totally normal and a normal part of the renovation process. But I think sometimes when people document their process, they make it look like this very easy, unexpensive thing. And I can't lie, walking around today I was just very unsettled. There's a lot that still needs to be done, even just discussing the patio. But even in my head I was just thinking, God, the bigger we decide, the more floor tiles that it's going to be, the more expensive it is. The higher we have to raise that ground, the more expensive that's going to be. This is obviously so normal, but all of our decisions are very much swayed by our budget, and I wish that we had this never-ending budget, and if anything, I wish there was a few more delays so that we could save up a little bit longer. And being totally honest, if we didn't have that 6 month worth of delays to save up further, there is no way that we could get this project finished. As much as I try and talk about the excitement and how amazing and motivated and how amazing it's all going to be, and I really think it will be, but right now I do just feel uneasy about the amount that still needs to be done and the financial commitment to that. And I think seeing what is like a nice to have and what is a need, and right now needs are like finishing the kitchen, nice to have is like having the patio done. And all of these things that we thought were going to be done by the time we moved in maybe are a 2025 project, and maybe this series is going to be over 2 or 3 years. And I think that's one thing that I'm also having the reality check about. We're not going to move into a finished home, I know that, and I think I always knew that, but there was part of me that thought there was maybe hope that we could move into a finished home, especially with the delays and the saving that we did. It's not the case. So yeah, that's where we're at, but that's the update for today. Good morning. How are we? Oh, we have got a very busy morning, so it's a Wednesday, but I've managed to get 4 meetings at the house every half an hour from 8 AM, so a lot of the time we are at the beck and call of tradesmen. Oh, is that a coffee? Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. By some twist of fate, we have managed to get someone to measure the kitchen to ensure that our kitchen that we've bought is definitely going to fit in. Then at 9, we've got someone coming to measure and quote for shutters. Then we've got our 3rd decorator coming over to try and get a quote that we think is reasonable. And then at 10, we've got the carpet guy coming over to measure for the carpets. So that'll be about 2 hours, and hopefully we'll have some updates for you. Hello, so today we are in the house, we are clearing out the office. So we are having this completely ripped out. There's desks and this big shelving unit behind me, and we're having it all ripped out because the way that we want the office to flow is to have a desk facing the window so there's more natural light. We're going to remove lots of the things, and the curtains are going to have shutters so it feels a little bit more modern in here. We're moving the radiator, changing carpets and painting all of the walls. So this is what it's like before. We need to clear out all of the shelves so that someone can come in and rip it all out to start afresh. I will show you the massive transformation. It's going to be quite exciting in here, I think. So we have literally about 40 minutes. I've come before work, so we've got about 40 minutes to just pack up everything, sort everything. There's a lot of rubbish in here. I am honestly the biggest hoarder. So we're going to sort everything and yeah, just smash through it really. Okay, we have had lots of progress in the kitchen, so come on in. Here is going to be a nice big pantry cupboard, and along here is going to be our appliances, and then we're going to have lovely pantry doors and nice wooden drawers here. And then along here we're going to have dishwasher, bin, and then we've got a really lovely Butler's Belfast sink going here where you can see like the white front of it. And then in here we're going to have nice like mug and glasses, cupboards with nice LED lights in them, and underneath here as well. And then here we've got the big old island that's going to have our hob built into the island with a fan that like extracts it down. And then here we're having a double oven either side. We've got a lovely little pull-out kind of additional pantry cupboard here. And then the goal is to have a ginormous American fridge freezer here. We can't afford that at the moment though, so we may just be eating canned food when we first move in. And then we will have like a nice wooden table along here, and then this is going to be an additional dresser. We basically looked into getting a dresser made, bespoke, to try and match the rest of the kitchen. They were so expensive, and even the styles that we were going for, we couldn't find what we wanted. So then we just sat down with our Howden's designer, and she basically put together kitchen cupboards. It's going to be an identical match to the island, and she's basically helped us build this piece of furniture, which is going to be our dream kind of dresser. And instead of having a quartz top, it's got a wooden top that's going to be varnished and made to look premium and gorgeous, so that it looks like the kitchen, but it looks like a standalone piece of furniture. And we're very excited about it. Hello my loves, I feel like we need a big debrief and a big update. So this weekend we obviously went to go and see the kitchen, which you saw me obviously giving you a tour of like where everything is going. There are a few things that needed changing. So for example, the walkway between the sink and the island was just under 1 metre, but we've got the space to make it 1.2, which would just be a bit more of a generous walkway. So we've asked the team if it's possible to move the island slightly into the room. Same with the dresser, we wanted that to be more centralised on the wall. So we're going to have that moved, and then there's certain things that we just needed to double triple check. project. The guy that is kind of putting together the kitchen and all of the carpentry stuff is called Slav, and he is so meticulous and so amazing and just bringing our vision to life basically, so we love Slav. That is kind of the main update at the moment, like all systems go with the kitchen. But one little hiccup that we have had is obviously a lot of our decisions that we made were made last February or March when the works began, and we made a decision on a floor tile that we absolutely loved. We've planned all the paintwork around it and lots of other bits and bobs we've planned around this particular floor tile, which has now been discontinued. So we've tried to order samples that are as similar as possible. So this was the original, and we have found this floor tile, but you know, it's just a bit more speckly than the original, and I don't know if it's a bit too loud. So I'm literally sat here with every single sample that we have, from like the paint samples, the cabinets, the kind of splashback, everything that we've already decided on. This is the patio tile, and this is the indoor floor tile. They are pretty much identical, so that would work. Then this is the white of our kitchen cabinet, and that complements it quite nicely. I think it does go better than even the original tile, but I am just a bit worried that it is a little bit speckly. So we've got some decisions to make on that. By the way, the Farrow and Ball colour match thing was the best decision we ever made. So in the hallway we're having skimming stone on the walls, Wimborne white on the ceiling, and we're having off black on the doors. So these are the three colours that we're having in the hallway. But look at it with the floor tile. It goes really nicely. So I think this is our decision, but we're going to go and look at surfaces for the kitchen today. So we're going to go and look at kind of what's going to cover the island, sink area, and also inside the pantry. We're going to take the tiles and pretty much every sample that we have to try and make something that's just going to bring it all together.
Yeah, but that's true.
We have lots of updates. So yesterday we drove over to the countertop place. It was a bit of a trek, but when we got there were loads of different options on display, and we decided that we wanted to go for a quartz. Quite a lot of them come with a grey undertone, whereas because we're having all of gold hardware and stuff, we wanted something with more of a yellowy gold undertone to it. So we found one that we liked, and apparently it's really popular at the moment, and they just cut a slab and they had some surplus, so they let us take it away as a sample. And let me show you it. It's so nice. I don't know if you can see. It looks really grey on camera, but it looks more like goldy in person. They come in slabs, and we originally thought that we would have it on the island, the countertop by the sink, inside the pantry, and then in the utility room, and then we'd have tiles as a splashback because we thought it would be cheaper. However, the guys there yesterday were just so like, no bullshit, here's the facts, here's what we would recommend, blah 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 blah, and they said that since we're already buying 2 slabs for the size that we need, because the island alone is one whole slab that they would just cut to size or trim to size, he was like, it makes sense for you to have a full splashback in the countertop as well. And I was like, oh my god, that was our dream, but we just thought it was going to be too expensive. He was like, honestly, you're going to be paying for the materials anyway, you might as well get us to cut it and shape it and just stick it on, and it will work out maybe £100 more expensive rather than having to like source tiles and then have loads of wastage. So I was like, stunning. We also have decided on our floor tile for the inside and outside, so we can sign off on most of those things, and now we have a quote for absolutely everything. It's like we now have our final budget and our final amount that is required to kind of finish this project, which is a relief actually, just to know that like this is the amount, this is the finish line, this is everything that's going to happen and everything that needs to be done before then. Actually, the only thing that we haven't got is like plug sockets and light switches, which are so freaking expensive, so we need to look into that this week. But other than that, I think we have, and maybe a few light fixtures and stuff, like the hanging lights over the island, no idea what we're going for. It's just constant decisions. Every single day there is a decision or a choice that needs to be made multiple times throughout the day, and it can be quite overwhelming. We're not going to want to redo it again. This is something that we've designed for longevity and hopefully done something that will age well. Having to make those choices, it's a lot. So today we are going over to the house because our office has been painted, so we want to go and see that. And then we also have Hammonds, who are doing our wardrobes and stuff, coming over for a survey, and I'm hoping we may see a little bit more of the kitchen and how it's looking and how it's coming together, because for the last 3 days that's what they've been working on. So I will take you with me when we go over there a little bit later. My god, our pantry cupboard is slowly coming to life. This is what I'm probably most excited about. Look, so you open the drawer, wait for it, soft close. Oh, that is stunning. Oh my god, guys, look, the dresser has been built and it's starting to look amazing. And over here we've got our cupboard doors on, we've got the spaces left for the ovens, and the butler's sink is what I am most excited about. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. No?
Surely not.
What are you most excited about?
More than just the butler sink.
Oh, but it's so pretty.
I'm going to be spending most of the time in there anyway.
And then the pantry doors are on as well. So it's all systems go. How exciting. And then the gym has been plastered and it's slowly coming together. Well team, I think that is where we're going to leave it for today. I was going to show you some of the progress in the bedroom and the WC downstairs, but I actually completely forgot. So next time we check in, our kitchen is probably going to be near on finished. There's going to be probably a whole new WC downstairs. I'm hoping that our master bathroom, Bali vibes, the stone floor, the wet room, the secret door, all of these things, I'm hoping that will be in the next vlog. And I genuinely think we are so close to the end now, like the end is in sight. So these vlogs are going to get more exciting as time goes on. So yeah, next time we see you, hopefully we will be near on a finished house. So thank you so much for your time and for watching the vlog today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a little thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you're doing a renovation project or if you're just here for the journey. And I'll link all of our new page for Instagram and everything like that below as well. But yeah, sending you all loads of love. Hope you have a great week and I will be back next Saturday with another video. Bye.